I got you.
All right, creatures of the night. Welcome to episode 208 of Talking Taker. Our encyclopedic exploration did give the career of the greatest professional wrestling character of all time, The Undertaker. Nope, not Donald Duck. The Undertaker. Donald Duck looks ready to fight, though. Put him out. Put him out. Thank you for that. My name is Alex Dorio.
Watching, don't get that.
You gotta watch us on YouTube, folks. I am one of the co-hosts, one of the creatures of the night here, and I am joined, as always, by my tag team partner, my wrestling buddy, my fellow creature of the night, and Donald Duck impersonator. He is a man who is such a degenerate that he would, in middle school, behind a teacher's back, anytime a teacher would turn their back on him, would stand up in front of the classroom and give her violent crotch chops in front of the entire class just to get a pop out of the class. What a sick, degenerate man, Mr. Travis White. Travis, I got to bring that up because we are going back in time to 1998 to the height of D-Generation X, the original D-Generation X. Shawn Michaels leading DX with the World Wrestling Federation Championship, going up against our man, The Undertaker, looking back 25 years ago to Royal Rumble 1998, a classic casket match between these two.
Yeah, man. Oh, I was doing that just like all other 30 million, middle school boys in America. So, yeah, that was good pastimes. Good pastime. I mean, you'll never get that back.
Oh, no. I was going to say, how would you feel if your middle school age child were to be doing that behind his teacher's back?
Next year he does that, I'm like, son, what are you doing? I raised you better than that.
You give him a super kick.
He can get you too sweet people. That's the yeah, exactly. Yeah.
You were known to
drop
do that
him a tombstone
as well.
I'm still known to too sweet, so that's timeless.
I mean, a sweet chin music. You were known to give those out as well.
Yeah. I did that in class as well in high school. Almost got kicked out of the class by the substitute. We can tell that story later.
Oh, yeah, we can. We can always tell that story. But, yeah, man, Royal Rumble 1998, the main event, a controversial match, I will say, between the two of us, Travis, because I looked back at our history. I looked back at some classic episodes, and this was a match that I ranked number 6 of The Undertaker's pay-per-view matches of the 90s, of his original Dead Man era. And Travis, you did not rank it in your top 10 at all. So we're going to find out if that holds true still, looking back at it here 25 years later. We're going to see if we can bump it up in your rankings at all.
We'll see. Let's see what happens. I don't remember what I did rank as number 10, but I do remember that this was not on my top 10. So,
it was not on your top 10. But this is actually the most viewed and listened to episode of Talking Taker. It has our highest numbers when you combine, the different platforms of us. It has really high YouTube numbers. The YouTube video for this one, for some reason, has crazy numbers. So this is technically our highest, most listened to episode, the original episode 44 of Talking Taker, covering this match. So I think it's definitely worth revisiting. And of course, we've revisited some other classic Shawn Michaels and Undertaker matches. I mean, would you say that Undertaker or that Shawn Michaels, as far as in-ring goes, would you say that he's his greatest opponent of all time?
I think so. As far as what they churn out in the ring, yeah, I think so. And they only had 5 or 6 pay-per-view matches?
5, yeah.
Yeah.
I think so.
So, yeah. Is it 5 and then...
Oh, yeah,
Crown Jewel.
Crown Jewel, which we're going to get to in October. We've already committed to it. The 5-year anniversary of Crown Jewel.
Yeah. So, they've only clashed 6 times on pay-per-view. But, yeah. Well, okay, let's go the first 5. Classics.
We'll put a little asterisk right there.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. It's like when a movie series is so good and they just keep pushing for one more and then just
absolutely.
Yeah.
like Avatar. Oh, I was gonna say Avatar.
You know what? I'm actually looking forward to this one. I didn't think I was not until the last trailer, and I was like, they might have just suckered me in with the last trailer. So, I'm not gonna have to see it opening day or anything, but I wouldn't mind to see it over Christmas break.
Oh
so.
yeah, if you're gonna see it, you gotta go to the IMAX 3D.
You gotta go. I want to go 3D. Yeah. So anyway,
we'll see. We'll see. It may end up being the highest grossing movie of all time. Never doubt James Cameron.
Ever.
No.
Dude's been to the bottom of the world in the Mariana Trench.
He's been to the bottom. He's been to the top.
Yeah, exactly. So, anyway.
What are we talking about? We're talking about Royal Rumble 1998 here, folks. We're going to revisit this classic match, watch along style here to celebrate its 25th anniversary. You know, we're kicking off 2023. Can't believe we're saying that here.
Oh.
So going back, we got some great anniversaries to celebrate. Looking back at 1998, maybe the greatest year in WWF history. And this is a great match that deserves a little more love, I think. It gets kind of maybe overshadowed by the other classic Undertaker Shawn Michaels matches, but boy, I think I haven't rewatched it since our episode, but I think it's going to hold up very, very well. I'm excited to go back and watch it. Very, very fun time to be a wrestling fan. I talked about this on our original episode, but this pay-per-view, Royal Rumble 1998, this was the first time that I ever was online on the internet for a wrestling pay-per-view reading the results as they happened. I remember being on the WWF AOL message boards on the live chat for Royal Rumble 1998, and they would tell you as soon as the next man would enter the Royal Rumble, and that was like so exhilarating and exciting.
Awesome.
And it's funny, like we've been addicted to the world of the internet wrestling community ever since then.
I was saying the difference between that and what we have now is like the difference between like our grandparents sitting by the radio on like Sunday night listening to like, who is it, Orson Welles or whatever. No,
yeah,
Orson Welles. Reading War of Worlds. Like our grandparents, great grandparents, like that's they had to listen to it and get that or like an old time like commentary on like a football game or listen to a baseball game on radio. It's like this how like that's kind of it seems like that's what you just explained is the same thing as that like it's crazy to think about. It was only 25 years ago. Nuts.
Yeah, no, the internet changed how wrestling fans existed. It changed how we thought. It changed how we interacted. So many thankfully you and I we had each other and we had some other guys who were into wrestling, but there's so many wrestling fans out there who were like the weirdos, the geeks, the outcasts who didn't have another person in their friend group who was into wrestling, and the internet brought us all together for better or for worse.
Yeah a little bit of both.
Yeah, a little bit of both. I mean, this this podcast would not have happened without it, of course.
Nope.
But another funny very time-specific memory I have of this specific pay-per-view is that I had a VHS copy of this pay-per-view, but not the official copy. And I think the statute of limitations is over, that I can say that I rented the tape from our local video store, Video to Go, and did the old 2 VCR setup with the blank VHS in one, hooked it up to the other and dubbed it onto the my personal tape, disregarding the FBI warning at the beginning of the tape. Man, I'm can't believe I'm admitting that here 25 years later, but I've seen this pay-per-view many times because of that homemade copy.
Well, you had, that was the World Wrestling Federation, the WWF. You had the WWF.
That's right.
You get it. Yeah, there you go. All right. Yeah.
I got you.
Dad joke there to start the year off. But anyway, yeah, that's awesome, man. I love doing that.
Oh, yeah. Still do it.
Awesome. Great pastime.
It was a great pastime. They took 3 hours. You couldn't speed it up. However long the show was, that's how long you had to sit there with the VCR.
And to make sure you set your thing on EP instead of SP.
Oh,
your VHS, or else you cut it off halfway in the middle. Yeah.
I had to go with EP.
Yeah. I'm a big fan of EPs.
But that's just a few memories of that timeline, and we could talk about the match itself as we get into it here, as we lead up to it. We'll give you the timestamp here on Peacock to watch this classic match along with us. But before we get to the match, we always on these monthly episodes we like to do our Undertaker sightings. And we are recording this a little bit early before January 1st. We're knocking this out before the Christmas season gets too busy, and don't have a ton of things to talk about for the Undertaker as far as the month of December. But since we're kicking off a new year, Travis, I thought we could just kind of reflect on the year of The Undertaker in 2022. Obviously, he's retired, hasn't had any matches, but quite an eventful year for The Undertaker looking back over it. And, of course, nothing more eventful than him going into the Hall of Fame at WrestleMania weekend this year with arguably the greatest Hall of Fame speech in WWE history. I mean, looking back on it all these months later, what are just the first thoughts that come to your mind reminiscing about that?
Probably last time we've seen Vince at a Hall of Fame. But just that was very special. Vince needed to induct him. That was what needed to be done. I just remember how it was like you mentioned when we recapped it. It was like a sermon, man. It was awesome. He was pouring his heart out, giving his testimony, and just giving people hope. Young guys hope, and telling some stories. And did he skip over some guys in his past? Yeah, but it wasn't personal. It's his Hall of Fame speech. He can make whatever he wants to out of it. So he didn't have to give us anything because he could have just rode off in sunset and been quiet and kept kayfabe, alive. But I just remember it was a good TED Talk, and it was like a sermon, and I loved it, man. It was so awesome. And I will actually – I don't watch a lot of those again because they are what they are, but I'll probably watch that one multiple times. It was so good.
I was just thinking the same thing as you said. I have not rewatched it since it happened, but I would really like to, especially because it was the weekend that my daughter was born.
Yeah.
I think I was still in kind of a haze trying to watch it, so I'd like to watch it back now. I'm sure there's a lot of stuff I missed or don't remember. But,
you didn't get to watch it in one setting, I don't believe, either.
No, I had to break
piece
it up and piece
so,
it together because it was so long.
It was, yeah.
But
it was like Titanic, James Cameron.
That's right.
Two VHS. See, it all comes back together. That's why we talked about James Cameron earlier. That's why.
It all led to that.
Yeah.
I will be interested to see how the Hall of Fame goes this year. I wonder if any guys are going to take any leads from Taker, if they will change the way that they do their speeches, if they will, change the game a bit, because it's going to be hard to top what he did on that speech because it was so different, because it was so grand and epic. I'll be really intrigued to see if it affects the Hall of Fame at all in 2023.
Yeah, we'll see. I have no idea who's going in. So
Right.
It's in Hollywood, so Gold Dust would be cool, but heading to AEW, so that would be awesome.
Gold Dust would make a lot of sense. I think it's got to be Batista too. Hollywood superstar.
Oh yeah, he was supposed to.
Yeah.
The other year and COVID year, I think. So
yeah. I could see him being the headliner for sure. Yeah. So of course we had a episode dedicated to discussing his Hall of Fame run, his Hall of Fame speech. We had the Thank You Taker episode with all of our fans paying tribute to him. What a very cool, very special episode. We even did a live reaction video to the announcement of him going into the Hall of Fame. So of course check out all that in the archives. But that wasn't it. That wasn't the only thing he did in 2022. He showed up on a couple of programs. We had him on the Table for 5 episode on the WWE Network with the BSK. Very, very fun episode. If any of you out there have not seen that and seen Dennis Knight show up for the last 3 minutes of the show.
Midian.
Some great stories told in there. And then he showed up on Ronda Rousey's show on ESPN Plus. He did an episode of that. You recapped that for us back when that
he threw
happened.
a dummy off of the balcony at that was theater.
Fun.
Yeah.
And I think his biggest TV appearance had to be the biography special on A&E, and then the Rivals episode with him and Kane, who we're going to talk about tonight, of course, also on A&E. I mean, those were specials I think I wasn't really that even excited for, because it felt like, what else can we talk about? We had the Hall of Fame speech, we had the Last Ride series. How much more can we say? But I think we were both surprised by how well done and how much new content there was in both of those.
Yeah, absolutely. It was. I remember being blown away by it because we were both like, what else can they tell? And it's like, oh, they can get Mom on the scene, and she can steal the show.
Mama Taker stole the show.
Mama Taker, Mama Calloway was the best. So she stole the show. It was awesome. I loved it.
I loved it, man. I'm still waiting. I'm still waiting on WWE Network to release some of this content that they've got that they advertised. Not Undertaker related. I'm just going off of what we were just talking about. But where's our Lex Luger Icons episode, our British Bulldog Icons episode? Where is the superstar or super fan documentary?
Yeah.
Where is this
I
stuff,
don't know.
man?
I don't know. And by the time this airs, we will have seen the new Ric Flair one. And, apparently it's going to be something.
Is it?
I'm sure Taker's going to be in it.
Yeah.
I've seen the clips of a talking head of him being in it. So, yeah. Flair said he pulls no punches, and this is the real one he wished the 30 for 30 was. So, it's 2 hours long.
Okay.
Supposed to be. So.
Yeah. Well, we'll have to watch that and discuss that maybe on next month's
You know,
episode.
Taker, like I said, they've shown little preview of it, and Taker's on
Yeah.
it being interviewed and stuff. So, he has to be. I mean, he gave him his match where he felt like him again, at WrestleMania
Exactly.
18. X8, excuse me.
Yeah, right. Get it right, Travis.
Yeah, it's one of the 2000s.
Speaking of lost things, we heard rumors all year long that there was going to be a podcast hosted by The Undertaker. We even had those rumors confirmed to us by none other than The Godfather himself, who said he had recorded an episode of the podcast already with Undertaker.
Yeah.
And here we are, January 1st, 2023. I'm still waiting. I'm still scrolling through Spotify. I don't see an Undertaker podcast on there.
No, and I've seen other subsequent interviews since ours, like on more mainstream podcasts, we'll just say that, where he has said the same thing. Godfather has said, we recorded some, they haven't come out yet. So, it's I hadn't seen it until we broke the news here, but
right.
We weren't picked up by Wrestling Inc. or Wrestling Observer or anything like that. So
yeah, we broke the news first.
Yeah, we did. But subsequently, I have seen months later that he said the same thing in other interviews. So I don't know. I don't know where it is.
Going with the old HBO Max strategy of just recording it and throwing it in the trash as soon as it's over. Don't understand it.
That's like some of Vince's booking was. Oh, the fans will remember.
Right.
Yeah.
Let's shoot an entire movie.
What was that guy? Phantasmo or Phantasma? On TV for
Fantasia, I believe.
No, is that his name? The guy on Superstars like '93.
I think
the
it's
guy who Fantasia.
Fantasio.
Oh, Fantasio. Okay,
I think that's right. Yes.
Yeah, he was on TV for like one
Yeah.
week. Yeah. Fans don't remember. Yeah.
Like when you remember when Dolph Ziggler came out with dark hair one week and then dyed it back again the next week.
Like Evan Bourne.
Yes, like Evan Bourne's older brother.
Yeah.
Or
like
Emelina.
Tensai. Yeah.
Tensai, sure.
Yeah. Yeah. Fans don't remember this giant hairy man that they yelled "shave your back" at for
he's a
4
Japanese
years.
legend, of course.
Anyway.
Uh,
This is a $90 billion recorded movie, and Final 13 it is.
don't understand.
Forget about it.
Well, apparently that's what we're doing with the Undertaker's podcast. Who knows, man? Maybe we will see it in 2022. 2022. Fingers crossed for 2022. I'm Tweety Bird. You're Donald Duck over there. All right. Another really cool moment didn't involve the Undertaker, but it did involve his music, and his entrance was.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about the guy who made an entrance.
I'm talking about the guy at his wedding.
Nope, not talking about that viral video.
A little teapot. Teapot urn.
Short and stout. If you haven't seen it, go to our Twitter, folks. We retweeted it. There's a guy, and kudos to this dude for pulling this off. I did a full
his wife
entrance at his wedding reception as the Undertaker with the music, with the hat, with the smoke. He brought the smoke, and but he did not bring the urn. So his buddy, his best man, had to come out holding a tea kettle instead of an urn. But I mean, they committed to it, man. It was awesome. I loved it. But a little bit more commitment from UFC champion Israel Adesanya, who did an incredible impression of The Undertaker with an urn. came out and then won his UFC fight after that totally sick intimidation move. And it went viral on the internet. Very, very cool moment.
Yeah.
Just spoke to the power and the reach of the Undertaker character, I feel like.
Yeah, and that was when Vince, Pat McAfee, Triple H, and Stephanie were all in attendance, too, and had no idea that was going to happen. So it's pretty sweet. Pretty sweet.
Very cool moment. I'm sure we'll see more things like that in the future as time goes on. And lastly, I'll just say, we started with the Hall of Fame, and the Hall of Fame birthed these One Dead Man shows that have become the Undertaker's new passion project. I think there's been 4 or 5 of them already since SummerSlam. 4, I think.
Yeah, I think 4.
Okay, and they are booked to continue on throughout 2023. They keep selling out. They keep having a great reception and a great turnout to all of these. I was lucky enough to attend the first one there in Nashville, SummerSlam weekend. Of course, you can check out, we did a podcast where I recapped it and told the stories, told them out of turn. Wasn't supposed to tell them, but I told them anyway. And on our vlog, on our YouTube channel, covering all the whole SummerSlam weekend. But man, I'm hoping me and you can attend one maybe in 2023. Find a way, because they're all different, they're all unique, and I hope he keeps doing them.
Yeah, I really want to go to one. That's on my bucket list. I would love to be at one. So hopefully he'll come around. I don't know. They rumors of Nashville for SummerSlam again, but I think those kind of went by the wayside because they talking about bringing Mania there once they build that new stadium, that new Titan Stadium. So we'll see.
Could be our next.
That could be 5 years
trip.
from now, or 7 years. Yeah.
We'll still be around.
Yeah,
we'll still be doing this podcast.
Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed. Yeah, man. That's just kind of looking back at the year of Undertaker, and who knows where he will show up in 2023. Like I said, I'm hoping, praying that podcast will drop. You know, any other predictions or any other hopes you might have for the Undertaker in 2023?
I'd like to see the podcast. I'd like to see a One Dead Man show, and I'd like to see another Broken Skull session with him.
Oh, that'd be fun.
Him and Austin.
Yeah.
Just do it weekly.
Sure.
Just do a weekly series.
Why not?
Just them two. Like, why not? So, they have so many stories to tell. So, yeah, I'd like to see that again. So,
okay.
That'd be good. Round 3.
Round 3. Another round. Bring it on. Well, we're going to go to, it's not round 3. I don't know. It's just another round of us doing a watch along for an Undertaker Shawn Michaels match here. Royal Rumble 1998. This is for the WWF Championship in the main event of this Royal Rumble in a casket match.
I feel like I'm in a casket. Everything is closing. My wife's closet is got me claustrophobic. Everything is closing. Then we got Christmas presents in here. Clothes are falling everywhere.
Well, hopefully it doesn't light on fire like this casket does later in the night.
That would be super unfortunate. Unless my wife lights it on fire while I'm in here.
The closet's on fire! The closet's on fire! My God! We've talked about the Undertaker's Royal Rumble stats in the past, but this is actually his one of 7 singles matches that he has had on the Royal Rumble pay-per-views, and he's got a pretty even record in Royal Rumble singles matches. He's got 4 wins and 3 losses. Defeated IRS in 95, Vader in 97, Heidenreich in 2005, and Rey Mysterio in 2010 in a very fun, underrated match. And lost to Yokozuna in another casket match in 1994. Bret Hart in 1996 for the WWF Championship, another very good match. And, of course, this match he's going to lose to Shawn Michaels here at Royal Rumble 1988. Spoiler alert, but we're still going to enjoy it.
And then he had a miniature singles match in the Royal Rumble 2007 with Shawn Michaels.
Yeah, you could call it that. Sure, why not?
They had another match.
Just a little stat there for you on this Royal Rumble match. Of course, I mean, what comes to mind as far as the story leading into this match? What do you just remember off the dome going into this?
I just remember him constantly being in the picture with Bret and Shawn throughout the end of 97. And even, with the screw job, him in interviews since then saying, you could have just given it to me. Like, not the Bob Holly. Well, not the Bob Holly.
I got an idea.
But, story-wise, it still would have made sense. He was there. Could have, dropped it to him the next night on Raw or whatever. Anyway, but he was constantly in that thread with Sean and Brett and at the top of the card there. And just I think people forget that how heavily involved he was throughout the end of that. And that spills over into this beginning of 98, where he has to he's going to wrestle Sean in this casket match. But again, same time, you got Kane lurking in the background. We got his big brother little brother, big brother physically, but little brother who just debuted. So we're trying to weave that thread of them not touching. Kane wants to fight Taker. Taker doesn't want to fight Kane. Doesn't want to fight. So this is going to be the spark, no pun intended, that kind of lights the match on fire.
Yeah, and of course we're coming off of Shawn and Undertaker at Ground Zero 1997. Awesome match.
Yeah.
Shawn and Undertaker at Hell in a Cell, which was our number one Undertaker match of all time, that we ranked, and is just an epic match. And Shawn Michaels has come out at the upper hand in both of those matches. And now finally, match number 3, casket match. Seems like Shawn Michaels finally is going to get his comeuppance. He's not going to be able to escape the Undertaker's signature match here. Not to mention, you said all that with Undertaker and Kane, but they have sort of come together in the past couple weeks, seemingly. Yeah. Instead of fighting against each other on the last Raw going into Royal Rumble, Undertaker and Kane do the Shakespeare pose to each other, one on the ramp, another one in the ring, signaling a alliance finally between the Brothers of Destruction. But all is not as it seems, unfortunately, as we're going to find out here. But it does feel like, and the crowd is loving it, they're digging seeing these two guys come together, even though it's been very short that we've seen their run together. The crowd just is already hyped to see these two guys.
Oh yeah.
That just shows you how strong they've booked Kane over the past 2 months, that they're hyped to see these guys work together.
Yeah, exactly. It's amazing. It's how sometimes less is more, Yep. Sometimes less is more. So it pays off here.
Well, we want to encourage you all to queue this match up on Peacock, especially if you haven't seen it in a while.
This is the main event. This is the main event. I think that the Royal Rumble should be the main event, but there's a reason this was the main event.
Yes, there is.
The spectacle it's going to become. So, yeah. And
we would be remiss to not mention, of course, this is the Royal Rumble where Stone Cold Steve Austin wins it. Royal Rumble where Mick Foley makes 3 appearances inside the Royal Rumble. Classic match, and it begins Stone Cold's run to the top right here. That's going to culminate at WrestleMania 14. So a huge match for Stone Cold Steve Austin. But the main event here, Undertaker and Shawn Michaels. I've got 2 hours, 16 minutes, 2 seconds, Travis.
You say Royal Rumble and Budweiser?
Yep, got the Royal Rumble sign, which I would love to have, and a Budweiser sign, which I'd also love to have.
5 lights shining at you over the Budweiser sign?
Yeah, that's right.
All right.
So we fast-forwarded through the video package for the match, and we're going to queue up the match itself. 2 hours, 16 minutes, 2 seconds, if you're watching along on Peacock. Got anything else to say?
I got it.
Got it?
No, man. Let's get ready to rumble.
Let's get ready to rumble.
I broke out a little bit of the bubbly since it's New Year's.
All right.
It's actually Welch's sparkling grape juice. So, a little bit of the bubbly.
Cheers.
So, yes.
Well, since it is New Year's, why don't you give us the old 10, 9, 8 countdown.
All right. We'll go 10, 9, 8, 17, 4, 3, 2, 1, play. So, here we go. Ready? 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Play.
Ooh.
It's a new day. Yes, it is.
I think we're supposed to kiss right there.
Not bad. Oh, I'll kiss that guy.
I'll kiss that man any day of the week. The Fink. He looks super serious
had this stuff
right
since
now.
I was in high school.
You got specials for tonight?
Yeah.
Absolutely. I love it.
Oh, this is
Cheers
one of my
to
favorite. Wow. Titan. One of my favorite themes of all time. Not talking about the video, but I'm talking about the song. It's just
right.
the stuff. It was so. I mean, I would say it took from the NWO, obviously, but
it
it's
did.
so
but it's innovative, you know.
It's so
different,
innovative, yeah.
The way the video breaks in and cuts in and out, and
it's so good.
We hadn't seen that in the World Wrestling Federation before up to this time, and it's still something they do to this day.
Mm-hmm. I love when they give guys little unique entrances, like when Morrison had the slow-mo.
Oh, yes.
There's a guy now, Axiom, in NXT. He's like Johnny Cage, like shadow kicks across the screen. It's really neat.
Oh, I haven't seen
that. It's like a quick slow-mo thing. I don't know. It's weird. It's hard to say what it is, but
I dig that.
It's really neat.
That's cool.
Oh, Shawn was such a piece, man.
Dude, I love his entrance gear. This is maybe my favorite Shawn Michaels entrance gear ever.
Yeah, I love it. It's incredible. I love this Shawn Michaels.
You're right. I mean, he was such an obnoxious, arrogant prick of a heel during this time, man.
And he wasn't acting. That's him.
Exactly.
He was a nightmare to be with and to deal with.
And it's so funny. Like, there's so much DX nostalgia these days, and it's always comedy. It's always silly. It's like it's the DX army, the tanks, and the glow sticks and stuff. You almost forget how edgy and how dirty and heelish they were at the beginning, and how much heat this guy and Triple H and China had.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's crazy to think about just the stuff they were getting away with, or weren't supposed to be getting away with, but then turned into gold, like the presidential apology thing. That was literally a note, and they were like, "Let's just read it." And then USA loved that they read that on, and wanted more. It's just crazy. Here comes Taker.
You know,
look at all those lighters, man. Those will all be lights on your smartphone now.
Exactly. I love seeing that back in the day. I love seeing the lighters. I don't even think you're allowed to bring that into the arena anymore.
Somebody hold the vape pen.
That's about it. And talk about an entrance right here. The Dead Man.
Shot from below, so he looks even more massive. I just love that. They do that with like Almost now, which you don't even need to because that guy's a beast.
I think they call it the Andre shot. I think that was
Andre
how they originally did that, and they do it for the big guys, for the giants.
Yeah. And this is I like this trench coat he's got on, and it would get a little more over the top come WrestleMania.
Yeah, but he would kind of recycle it and use it like even up into like the late 2000s, like 2010 era, when he's facing like CM Punk for the world title. He wore a jacket very similar to this. I don't know if it was the same one, but pretty similar. There's the casket right there, and the casket match was still it kind of felt a little weird that we were getting a casket match at this point in time.
Same thing.
We just had Hell in a Cell. Like, we just upped the game into the Attitude Era, and here we are going back towards like a new generation, like early 90s, more of a cartoonish type of thing here.
And this is the transition period where WWF still has those old logos from turnbuckles and everything, but they're about to get that scratch.
Well, they have the scratch down there in the bottom of the corner. Oh, look at how Sean sells the pyro. What a pro, man.
Good, man. That's the thing. Good. Even though he was such a nightmare to deal with, he was a professional when he got in the ring, except for the screw job. Well, no, he was professional. He did what his boss asked him to do. So he was professional, actually.
True.
That night.
Yeah, in one sense. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. But just, I love the way. Oh, here we go.
Mike Tyson pulling a Travis
with
White.
The world's worst. Shane O'Mac next to him. No chin.
Mike Tyson.
Triple H's beautiful hair.
I wish I could be as excited as Mike Tyson is at a wrestling show.
He's on the Ric Flair documentary, too.
Mike Tyson?
Talking ahead of him. Mm-hmm. Yep.
I love it.
This Shawn Michaels is just primo Shawn, but it's crazy how he came back 4 years later and was even better.
Oh, even better. He had the run of his life.
Take 4 years off, come back better.
Yeah, he was running hard at this time, no doubt about it.
Yeah. You just wonder what could have been,
Oh, yeah.
But it's the best thing that happened for him was leaving and coming back, because if he'd have stayed, he'd probably be dead, honestly, by now.
Yeah, as far as him personally, he needed that. Yeah, it saved his life. Yeah, you're absolutely right.
The break, you need to find Jesus. He needed to get his life together. Need to grow up,
Yeah.
Peter Pan. All right, I love it. Love that. Just ducking and then just taking it to Taker right at the beginning here.
And it's there he is, a little
there he goes.
little socket right there.
No, boom. Taker's not having this, but Sean, the wily heel. I want to see Bogart versus Tattoo.
I mean, somebody in the crowd wants to see it. That sounds like a couple of jobbers from Superstars last month.
Hey, we got to do more Superstars.
Bogart and Tattoo.
I don't think you said it to my head. But look, Sean, relentless.
Well, he's more confident. You know, he's actually got a couple wins against the Undertaker.
Yeah.
And they were cheap wins, but you know, he's this cocky, arrogant heel. He thinks he's so big and bad now. And he's not afraid of Undertaker here to start things off. It's a different vibe from their earlier matches.
It is. I love it. I can watch these guys wrestle all day.
And it doesn't.
Sean.
Whoa!
Nope. Oh!
Taker just caught Sean in mid-air from the
double choke,
almost from the ground, picked him up in a double choke. That was awesome.
Yeah.
And I was gonna pick him up in a press slam.
Maybe not. Oh, the purple in-line casket's open.
Earl's like, "You want this casket, buddy?"
Yeah. Sean's like, "Forget." And here
there
we go.
it is. Wow!
That's
in
the
the first
spot.
couple minutes.
I forgot how early it was.
The infamous spot that broke Shawn Michaels' back right there.
Yep. That was it.
And
it's just crazy. It's so inconsequential when you watch it. It's not like a Jeff Hardy spot where he jumps off or dives through a flaming table. It's that. Which just, here goes a replay.
It's like his butt just raises the corner of the casket.
Yeah.
And it's just one of those, freak injuries. Like,
yeah.
I think somebody in the NFL just kind of had like a non-contact injury, like got carted off the field this past week.
Yeah.
And it's just like, sometimes those sort of things, you just hit it just in the right spot, just the right angle. And well, there you go. Sean just got slammed on the concrete right there. I'm sure it gets aggravated as the match goes on. Maybe that was the beginning of it.
Yeah.
But it just continues to get aggravated as the match goes on.
Well, his adrenaline's pumping. He's feeling it, but he's not feeling it. You know what I'm saying? He's getting him through. But yeah, you can see him in agony right there. But,
yeah.
And I can feel for you. I mean, we did some backyard wrestling stuff, and I got pretty injured in one match with a buddy of ours, and you can watch the tape back and see exactly where, because I was not the same the rest of the match.
Oh, yeah.
I was dead. It hurt, and I wasn't even professional. And so, yeah, I can only imagine what this is like, There's so many light-colored jeans in the audience. Taker with a body slam.
And elbow drop doesn't connect.
Oh, doesn't get it. It's funny, dude. Look at. Oh, go ahead.
I was just there's a few NWO shirts in the crowd as well.
Yeah. I was gonna say, you look at here now, and they're all these two guys. I mean, unfortunately, China's passed, but the other,
Right.
Triple H is now Vince, basically. Sean is Triple H down in NXT.
Yeah.
And he has like a vice president type role. And then Taker is, he's going to be with the company for life. He's always going to get paid by them. He's never going to go anywhere. It's just crazy. Like that whole end of an era match at WrestleMania 28 was kind of like a tagline, but it's just crazy how all the other people have come and gone. And these three are still there. Like, it's crazy.
That's a great point. You would not have said that 25 years ago watching this match. Oh, no. Triple H, the guy with the European title on the outside, is going to be running the company. Yeah. Meanwhile, the guy in the ring is going to be his vice president. Oh, Sean with a little apron stunner. Page out of Taker's book right there.
Number one stunner.
And yeah, I mean, you'd probably say Taker would still be one of the greatest legends of all time. And that part would be believable. But the other stuff, it's like, what?
Yeah. Oh. You know what's
you
crazy,
just really
man?
Can't tell.
Yeah, that was a oh man, that was a great move off the top. So I was listening earlier. This is what, 98. Taker started his career in what, 88?
Yeah.
Started training. So this is 10 years into his career, right? I was listening to, and this is no knock on this person at all, but a guy who's really highlighted as of this recording, he may be winning the AEW title. We don't know. Ricky Starks. It was a promo against his match against MJF. He's like, I've been in this business 12 years. And it's just funny, like, Ricky Starks has been in the business 12 years, and he's where he's at as Ricky Starks. This is Taker. 12 years Taker is biker.
That
Taker.
casket is
the casket
nearly closed.
Hand out.
Shawn Michaels got a pinky out right there.
Yeah. Triple H trying to get in the way. But just thinking 12-year Taker is biker Taker. Isn't that crazy to think about? Oh!
Shawn with some powder.
Where'd he get that from?
I mean, he probably got it from backstage, if I knew
His
Shawn
nose.
this time. Yeah. I'm not sure that was baby powder.
That was just Shawn sneezing. The whole time. We thought it was Shawn just sneezing the gas. And the Coke just blew everywhere.
All right, we're done. We're done. We're peaked.
I never noticed that.
Can't get better than that.
All right, guys. See you next year.
All right, that was fun. Take her easy.
Here goes.
There it is.
Shawn.
Gesundheit.
Chew. Oh, but we do get that casket cam, which is great.
Oh, we love the casket cam.
Choke slam. Ooh, oh, nope. Shawn's going to break it.
Oh, Shawn with irate.
Shawn's like my nose.
You know, man. Oh, beautiful moonsault from Shawn.
Ooh, that's what Vader wanted to do.
It's so funny you brought up Ricky Starks, Travis, because do you remember one of our funniest moments in podcast history when we talked about Undertaker's interview with some young guns at the Schmitz family barbecue back in the day?
Yeah.
Do you know who one of those superstars was?
I'm going to guess it's Ricky Starks.
It was Ricky Starks.
Wow.
Someone posted a clip of that on Twitter the other day, and I had no clue.
That's crazy.
But yeah, you just talk about why Ricky Starks is where he's at today. Maybe it's a little bit of advice from the dead man that he received on that.
No,
day.
I like Starks.
He's great.
It's awesome. Just funny when he said 12 years. I was like, golly, that was biker Taker. Like, he was
yeah.
a presence year 2. You know, like it's just crazy. Shawn got his head rocked into the table,
and he would still have 20 more years of his career.
Mm-hmm, exactly.
After that as well.
Ricky Starks keeps. Oh, Taker always took nasty stair bumps.
Oh, he had the stairs 100%. It's like Bret Hart run into the turnbuckle at full speed. That classic bump.
Gavin Rosdale in the front row looks like.
I thought it was Scott Stapp.
49ers. It could be Stapp.
Or
he was just getting started.
Jeff Tremonti, maybe.
Mark Tremonti?
Yes, no, Jeff. That's his older brother.
Oh, okay. Oh, man, I'm losing my internet. Keep going.
Trace Adkins is over next to him.
You'll have to tell me where we're at.
I will. Yeah, just let me know. Shawn's doing some damage to Undertaker here, of course.
Oh, of course.
Again, he's super confident here. Oh, and this is one of the nastiest spots of the entire match. Shawn's on the stairs. Undertaker straight up, pile driver, straight on to the stairs.
Oh, man.
Nasty,
it is nasty
spot.
All right.
All right, I'm at 2:30:05. 2:30. 10 right now. 11, 12, 13.
Tell me when you're at 19.
Now.
All right. Taker's getting up. Double feature coming out.
Double feature time.
Yeah. Here it goes. Oh, into this. I don't know why my laptop does that every time we record.
Every time.
Oh, yeah. That.
Golly, man.
Brutal.
I know it's a work, but man, it's hard to work that.
Yeah.
I'd like to work that T-shirt. That lady's got right there.
Work that 49ers.
That fanny
pullover.
Pack,
fanny packs are coming back.
They're coming back. My wife just got a brand new one.
I don't know if it's like a real thing or if it's like an ironic thing, Either way, I'm happy
both.
with it.
Yeah. Little prelude to many of the future Triple H Undertaker matches that we're getting here.
I see Trace Atkins now.
I see it.
The internet died, so now I see it.
Front row.
Golly, the blue cameraman jumpsuits are the best.
They're so good.
I need the Wyatt family jumpsuit.
Bring them back.
Fanny Pack McGee, she's not having this. Oh.
Dude, she is on her feet giving it to Shawn Michaels.
HBK and Triple H. Oh, and he
just gave it to her.
Yeah.
Look at the Fink holding that belt with pride, man.
Yeah, he is.
Why is he holding it? Why is it not on a table or something?
They wanted the fans to steal it.
You might be right.
Where is this? Philadelphia?
I think it's in San Jose, California.
San
We
Jose.
said on the last episode.
Kind of like Philadelphia, except complete opposite side of the country.
Philadelphia of California. I love the advertisements in the arena as well. We saw the Budweiser one. There's a great Apple one up at the top of the arena. Old Apple logo.
Yeah, that was like the Mac, like Apple.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
one
trying to make a comeback.
Tech Lab.
Yeah.
Playing Oregon Trail on.
Golly, Nitro sucks sign.
No way. Not in 98.
No way. It was amazing.
It's at its peak.
All right. Sean's rolling Taker into the
He's rolling him into the casket.
You get a casket cam view.
Of course.
I hope we have that at my funeral. Casket cam view broadcast on the big screen.
We can have that set up.
Yeah. All right, let's make a deal right here. Whichever one of us goes first, the other one will make sure we
there's a casket.
A ring doorbell in our casket. You can see who's there. Oh, headbutt. Taker got the teardrop on his face. Ooh, Sean with a swinging neck breaker. Nope, not enough people do that anymore.
Yeah, you don't see that so much.
There are a lot of wrestle moves you see in every match, but one you don't see a lot is that.
We need to bring it back.
I think so.
There's a little 8-year-old kid with a Stone Cold Steve Austin middle finger.
Yeah.
Jumping sleeper hold by Shawn Michaels.
Yeah.
Don't see that anymore either.
Nope. On his back, taking him down.
But what a great move this is here as Shawn brings the match down only to bring it back up again. There's been so much action, so much excitement. And I think, it's just a move that is not appreciated or, done as much anymore. But it's, you want it to be action, action, action all the time nowadays. But it's so critical to bring the crowd down sometimes so that you can get them more invested going forward.
Exactly. I wonder if the crowd was so – because they're not really on their feet.
Well, they just had the Royal Rumble before this.
My point, is that the boy Austin just won the Rumble,
right?
And looking at this, is it going to be Austin Taker, or is it going to be Austin Shawn? Like you can kind of see the writing on the wall. I'm not saying the fans aren't enjoying it, but it's like it is a big come down from the Rumble. That's one reason I always think that it should be on last. But again, this match has to be on.
Clearly, Stone Cold is about it.
He's about it. Yeah. Taker just hit a teardrop suplex on Shawn.
Oh, that should have been one of his finishers.
Yeah.
The teardrop.
Yeah. Taker would sit up. The San Francisco. This must be in San Diego or San Francisco because there's a lot of Padres and
a lot of Giants fans,
Giants stuff.
Shawn Michaels with the kip up.
That's something you unfortunately see in 3 out of 10 matches a night now is the kip up.
Can you imagine doing a kip up with a broken back?
No, that was Sean's thing. No one else did that on the whole night.
No.
But now, and I love the guys that do it, but now too many of them do it on the same night. And it's like, come on, man, talk about your spots. Little
picture perfect.
He had one of my favorite elbows. We've talked about that before on here, but I just love Sean's. It's an underrated elbow.
Oh, yeah.
Tess had a great one, too.
Tess did have a good one. And a great big boot.
In hindsight, Tess probably should not have been falling on his hip for that much as a big guy like that. Like jumping.
Maybe not the best idea.
Yeah. Well, like Taker said about the sweet chin music right in the middle butt. Doesn't do any good to just sleep on the rope. You got to roll him in.
Pinfall is not going to work here.
Nope. He tells him to open it up.
He's going to roll the Undertaker towards that beautiful purple-lined casket. Taker goes in. He looks totally out of it here. Shawn's going to slam the door.
About to fall in.
Classic casket cam view right here.
Shawn getting cocky.
Getting a little cocky. Oh, Undertaker just got a little cocky. Got a handful of cocky.
All right.
What a moment. What a moment. That is a great spot, though.
It is a good
Sean
spot.
does the crotch chop on top of him and Taker with the low blow.
Yeah, it's perfect. Oh, big back body drop.
Went
Nobody
into the rafters with that back body drop.
Yeah, nobody does it better. And then that was a bad idea with a broken back.
Nobody does that better. Backflip into the corner.
Oh man,
what a great combination these two guys are, man. Nobody sells like Sean.
No, and no big man sells like Taker.
No.
Triple H with the crutch. Boot. Oh,
big boot.
The way Sean stopped in his tracks and just spun was. He didn't oversell and flip and flop and backwards or flip, do one of those crazy upside down twists. He just stopped
like he did with Hulk Hogan.
Hey, that was beautiful.
It was great.
Taker just lollygagged around and fell into the casket. Sean
that Earl Hebner had open for no reason.
Yeah, Sean that you can't work that. He just dives on him.
Earl, what are you doing?
Earl about to get fired.
Sean did an elbow drop into the casket, which is insane.
Then Earl just closed it.
That's a draw, right?
Should be.
Match is over. They're both in the casket. Casket doors closed. Be.
Sean gets out first. He's crawling. Oh, the big monster.
Yeah, like a horror movie right here.
There it is.
Look at
right
that
there.
shot.
That's the shot.
That's the money shot. Taker drags Sean into hell, into the casket. Oh, that was beautiful.
Then that's the shot that WCW would not have gotten, unfortunately. Mm-hmm. I love WCW more at the time, this time than WWF, but they wouldn't have missed that production-wise.
Sean Taker take a little breather inside the casket?
Yeah. You all right, dude? You good? On your back. Piece of crap. Sean rolls in the ring. Taker's going to follow suit. Just when you think it's over, it's not. Ooh. Oh, going to go for Chokeslam City. He didn't hit the first one because Sean got up on the turnbuckle.
Oh, what my.
Oh.
Behind.
Choke slam.
Behind the head. He had Sean all the way behind his tomahawk choke slam right there. That was awesome.
That was one of the greatest choke slams I've ever seen.
I think it was. That was Pat Patterson, Gerald Briscoe level.
Nunzio's probably the best.
Whoa!
Tombstone into the casket.
Dude, Love is in the crowd. Wait a second.
Oh, the roadie.
It's Daddy Gunn.
And Bret Favre. And Savio Vega. And
some other jabrones.
Los Bariquas. And Albert. Big hairy guy.
Mexican Albert.
Who is that?
Alberto.
Holy cow. A little precursor to DX with the Road Dogg and Billy Gunn out there.
That's right.
Uh-oh. The lights go out.
Dude.
The crowd erupts
right now. The crowd just erupted.
Because they know what's happening.
Lights went out. Organ's playing. Jim Ross is having a seizure.
Yeah. Kane to the rescue.
Oh, my.
Kane just bobbed for apples backstage, soaking wet.
JR just said the unholy alliance of the Brothers of the Night.
Ooh. Destruction wouldn't come till later.
No, it would not.
Triple H shaking in his crutch. Kane just unfazed by anybody.
I love it.
Yeah, just
takes out Savio, takes out Alberto.
Knuckle sandwiches. Turns out you just had to have a pair of jeans to wrestle in 98.
That's it. Just saves his brother, The Undertaker. Yeah, a little bit of a throwback to the 94 Rumble with all these heels coming out trying to bury The Undertaker.
Very much.
And this crowd is electric. They want to see these two guys unite, connect. Which is so funny. It's so short-lived up at this point, but
I know.
There's already so much excitement around all of this.
It's been less than 3 months.
Yeah.
Or 3 months.
Kane raises his arms. No pyro.
And then, punch to his brother's face. What happened to the pyro?
Brother.
Whoops. turns on him.
JR's cursing on commentary.
Probably. JR was off the rails at this point with his cursing. I love seeing these little memes online now and little gifs about like with Triple. He used to call Triple H an SOB all the time.
All the time.
In early 2000s when he was like the main event, champion for 3 years. And I love seeing some. Oh, chokeslam into the casket, and Sean, the sneaky little weasel, closes it. And here comes Big Daddy
right there. Paul Bear. Big Daddy Wheeze.
That's what I'm doing right now.
He's got the Master Lock.
Yeah.
The Master Lock challenge with the casket.
He's like, oh, man. He tapped on it twice like an ambulance.
So, Shawn Michaels has won the match.
Yeah.
With
Shawn's
the help of Kane.
Going to face Steve Austin.
Stone Cold at WrestleMania.
HBK is a sellout.
Kane has locked Undertaker in the casket with the help of his daddy, Paul Bearer. They're wheeling it up to the top of the ramp.
Big Daddy.
Where are they going?
Somebody threw their sign on it. Paul Bearer getting it off of there. You got the little area tarp down right there.
Wonder why.
I don't know. Pyro.
Kane has gone to the back to get a giant axe.
Get a drink.
And a red plastic container.
Oh. He is.
JR just clarified that's an axe.
Oh, thanks.
Couldn't quite
He's trying
tell.
to kill his brother. They did not practice this part.
It's hard. You can't practice this.
I'm surprised the head didn't shoot off into the audience and kill somebody.
It's not the best form, I gotta say.
He is swinging for the fences.
Yes.
Kane is looking like an absolute murderer right now. Just living up to his name, Kane.
That's
Kane
right.
murdered his brother. So that's what he's doing. He's axing.
He's axing for trouble.
He might have just hit Taker. He went all the way through.
I think Taker may be gone already.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I thought he was in there.
Sorry, kayfabe.
Oh, dang. You mean Taker didn't really burn alive here? I love that Paul Bearer popped the end so that they could breathe. He pops the yellow cap on the other end so that you can let the gas, so that you can pour the gas the right way. He's a professional gasoline pourer.
Well, I love that King on commentary just said, "What is that?" As if
he's never seen a gas can
before.
Paul Bearer has like a set of matches from like a restaurant that you could get on your way.
What restaurant do you think he got that from?
He got it at Damon's for ribs.
Yeah. Oh, the casket's on fire! My God, it is on fire.
It is so much on fire.
It is dangerous.
That is very close. Because that can's just sitting there.
That is not approved by the fire department.
No, there's no way they got that approved.
But what a visual. That's how you end a pay-per-view, man.
Yeah, exactly. That's how you end a pay-per-view, not the exploding barbed wire death match. He goes...
Literally what I was going to bring up.
Yeah, sorry. I don't mean to bash that company. They're doing great things, but that was awful.
Well, man, like we said at the beginning, I had this in my top 10 Undertaker matches of the 90s. You did not rank it back then. I won't ask you to do a re-ranking, but man, what are your thoughts like revisiting it here? Do you think you had it underrated? Does it hold up? Is it better than you remember it?
Yeah, better than I remember it. I think I may have underrated it. I have to go back and look at my actual list of the top 10 I had and maybe think about. I do know that tag match from when Taker and
SummerSlam '99.
Yeah, that's on there. Maybe that I should have been.
You love that match.
I do love that match though, but yeah, I don't know. I don't want to say against myself, but I do. This match was really good. I forgot how good it was.
Yeah, some
they
great
have
storytelling.
Man.
They do. Yeah,
it's great.
Yeah,
they're just the best. They're the best.
It plays off the other matches. Plays off the storyline with Kane. Some awesome spots, the elbow drop into the casket, tombstone into the casket, pile driver on the stairs. It's wild.
And all that, and it's part of a story. It's part of the soap opera of it. It's not just a match for like a just for match sake. It's not just for a championship. It's got the thread of of Kane in there and everything too. So and DX being obnoxious. So it's great. Good storytelling.
Absolutely. I loved it. I enjoyed it. I'm glad we did it. Cheers. Happy New Year. What a great way to kick off the year here in Talking Taker. Oh my!
Guzzled that Welch's white grape juice. I'm gonna sleep good tonight.
Absolutely. Well, we hope you sleep well after listening.
Christmas party tomorrow. Wow!
Ow! Have mercy.
Lamps on the head. Shades, not lamps. I might put a lamp on my head. I love lamps. Anyway.
What are we doing, folks? This is what you come here for. Talking Taker, kicking off another year, 2023. We hope you enjoyed it. We would love to hear your thoughts revisiting this match. Classic Undertaker versus Shawn Michaels casket match. Is it one of your favorites? Does it live up to the hype? Is it the best casket match of all time? What are your thoughts? Hit us up at Talking Taker, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. We are still on all of those. It could be. We'd love to hear your comments. Leave them there. Subscribe to the show. Leave a rating. Retweet us. Interact with us. We don't just post when the new episodes come out. We post all throughout the month, talking about news in the Undertaker, talking about anniversaries, other things. We post great stuff on there. So be sure to follow us. And it's different stuff on all the different platforms. So please give us a follow. Please give us a rating. Want to shout out our friends of the podcast. Of course, we got Collecting Dead Man, our fellow Undertaker podcaster. Be sure to listen to his podcast, talking about news and notes on the Undertaker, talking about collecting Undertaker merchandise, doing some other great watch-alongs on his podcast feed as well. Our buddy Watch-Along Tommy, who is, like I mentioned last month, doing some Whatnot sales, and actually purchased a few figs for the Undertaker collection from him, as I am winding it down, getting close to the end, getting just into the last dozen or so figures I need for my Undertaker collection. Tommy has helped out with that. Be sure to follow him on Whatnot. And then our boys, Mike and JV, speaking of what, over at the Bottom Line Wrestling Cast. They have finished out the in-ring career of Stone Cold Steve Austin, but they have been going back and looking at Stunning Steve Austin. Loved that series, and now they're actually looking at some of the Bottom Line cast and the Stone Cold podcast from the WWE Network. They did a whole episode devoted to the Dean Ambrose podcast, which, man, I had honestly forgotten just how awkward that was, and boy. It was a mess. It was a train wreck.
It was a hot mess.
They did some good commentary on that and some good analysis on what exactly went down there. So I encourage you guys to go listen to that. And got an idea. I'd like to get those guys back over here. We didn't cover a Royal Rumble for the Undertaker here, but 98 Royal Rumble, Stone Cold winning. Maybe we do a watch along with Mike and JV. Maybe a little bonus episode here in the month of January for the 25th anniversary. We'll see if we can get that worked out and throw that out to you guys. But as far as the month of February goes, for our next podcast, speaking of the casket match, it got me thinking, Travis. We covered a classic casket match right here, but I think next month I got an idea, and we'll kind of brainstorm it and work it out. But I would love to do the history of the casket match next month for the month of February, and sort of look back at all the mini casket matches that the Undertaker had and that other people have had, and just sort of look at how it's evolved. We won't cover in depth each one, but we'll kind of chart how it has grown and where it holds a place in the Undertaker's career, and see how that goes. Sort of a concept episode right there. What do you think about that?
Well, that beats my idea, which was the 3-year anniversary of the Kuwaiti aggro crap. I'm just kidding. I'm totally kidding.
Well, we can let the fans vote.
No, we don't need to. I was just joking. I made it up right now. So, that sounds good. Sounds good to me.
So be on the lookout for that in the month of
It evolved
February.
into a concrete crypt.
It did. You could say. We won't talk about
Devolved.
that. Let's not talk about that.
Devon-volved. Oh, never mind. There's so many things there.
Last month we did the classic WWF Superstars episode, and I wanted to read a comment.
I want to comment on it.
Please.
I was talking about the Beverly Brothers, and I couldn't stand them. Then I immediately said I loved Mike Enos in WCW. You know who his tag team partner was? Wayne Bloom, the other Beverly brother, whose son I believe is Von Wagner, which you were talking about on that episode. So yeah, I couldn't remember Wayne Bloom's name. I was saying that I watched that match with I think it was High Voltage, and then Mike Enos knows Wayne Bloom. So yeah, I couldn't stand him as Beverly Brothers. I loved him as Wayne Bloom and Mike Enos. So got the Enos in me, baby.
Got that Enos in me, baby. Folks, please listen now. Don't sleep on that episode. Go back and listen.
It is one of my top 10 favorites we've ever done.
Comment on our Twitter page from @tweetshaming21. Shared a clip of that Berserker Undertaker big angle with the sword and everything. And this person said, technically, with his height and red hair, Mark, as in the Undertaker, would have made an excellent Berserker if he'd been allowed to play the character straight, like he did with the Undertaker. And I just thought that was a really interesting comment. Like, what a funny thought experiment that would be if those two guys switched characters. Would we be doing?
We would not be here today.
Babbling about Berserker podcast.
No,
you don't think so?
No.
You don't think Mark Calloway could have exploded the Berserker character?
I have all confidence in Mark Calloway. I don't have confidence in Vince for riding that character out for that long.
Yeah, maybe not. Maybe not.
So, whew.
I think he's still. We've said this many times. I think Mark Calloway would have been successful pretty much no matter what. The Undertaker character definitely helped and boosted him.
Yeah.
But I don't think you could put anybody into the Undertaker character and have it be as successful as it is. It was just one of those.
Like a glove, man.
Nuclear fusion right there, man.
Exactly what I was going to say. Exactly.
I know you were. I can read your mind.
That's scary.
Well, I appreciate everybody listening. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Hope you will continue to join us throughout 2023 as we continue rolling onto the last ride, digging up the dead man here in podcast form. You never know what might happen. We would love to hear your thoughts and suggestions. What do you want to hear from us? We are here for you, our listeners. We've got some ideas, but we'd love to hear yours. There's some great anniversaries from 1998.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was going to say, yeah.
From 2008. 2008 was a great year that I'd love, a couple of matches I'd love to hit back up and revisit. 2003, 2018, we've already committed. October, we're going to build that up. Big special episode. But seriously, or if you got other concept ideas, do you want to hear more superstars? Do you want to hear more Coliseum videos? Do you want to go back to Memphis or World Class or others or WCW? Do you want some WCW? Let us know. Yeah, appreciate everybody listening, retweeting, sharing, all that good stuff. We love you, our creatures of the night.
Absolutely. If you were there at wherever this place was on this night of the casket match, let us know. If you were wearing if you were that little kid that had the foam middle finger, we want to hear from you because you're our
slightly
age
younger
than us. Yeah, slightly younger than us. We want to know what you're doing or if you're living in a van down by the river. So, yeah, let us know. Anyway, as always.
If you're going to the Dead Man show or any of these signings that Undertaker's doing, pick up a Talking Taker shirt from tpublic.com.
Yes.
Wear it in your picture with the Undertaker. Post it to us. We will send you a special prize for doing that. That offer is always available. And I know he's got more of these appearances coming up. So we haven't had one in a long time. I want to see another one.
Oh, yeah. We would love to see another one of those. And, yeah, Happy New Year to you guys. Thanks for sticking with us all this time. We're looking forward to this year. Stay safe out there. And, as always, take her easy.